Hey y'all, I'm Kiera Sheree,
And I'm Raya.
and welcome to Yes Black Girl. Ray, how have you been doing today? It's sunny outside,
Um,
which I'm loving.
Today is just getting started. I was playing with my cats.
I was
That's it.
doing that too. I was doing that too. After I worked out this morning, and that really got me like in the best mood because I actually have been skipping a lot of Mondays, so I'm glad that I forced myself to get up. But I was also playing with my damn cats because they be needing love. It was
Mhm.
laying out there looking kind of sad.
And my
Yeah.
mom is off work, so we might do something today. I'm not sure.
Ooh, that sounds lit. Need to spend some time with my mama too. I'm seeing her in a month of Sundays. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this guest. So our guest for today is a DIY master and interior decorating queen, hailing all the way from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. She's been DIYing for a very long time, but she's most recently begun doing woodwork and she started to share her work publicly. I've literally watched this woman transform rooms in her house as well as like her backyard space, and I've been blown away every single time. She's a wife, she's a mother, and she's a dope woman that's creating dope shit. So let's give a warm welcome to Ty. How are you today, Ty?
Good. That was an amazing intro. Thank you.
I worked really, really, really hard on that. I was like, I gotta bring her in. It's great having you on here today. I've been watching you for a very, very long time. Literally, I think my favorite thing you've done that I've watched is you've been doing with your daughter, like all the times that you've redecorated her room. And I'm just like, this is dope as hell. Like, who it was amazing to me. So how did you get started with DIY?
Huh. I don't know. My mom always had me and my sister doing very hands-on creative things. Like if it was a bed that needed to put together, or we got a new dresser, she was showing us like how to read the directions and you're gonna do it yourself kind of thing. And then we always had like freedom of expression in this house. It like grab a piece of construction paper and make
Mhm.
something and go sit down kind of thing. So for as long as I can remember, like it's always my first thought that I'm just gonna do this myself. I'm not gonna pay anybody. I'm gonna figure it out how to do it myself. So forever and a day.
That's so awesome. I love that.
Come on, self-sufficiency.
Okay. I want to go back for a second because I know you talked about your mom, and I love that connection that you have. I know that you posted a lot of things that she was doing as well. So, what was that like growing up and being able to watch her also do that same type of work?
It was just cool. Not like cause I don't know. She had a full time job always, and she always
Mhm.
commuted. She was a I always get it wrong, but we're just gonna call her a social worker. But she always commuted from the Eastern Shore to Baltimore all the time. So
Wow.
it'd be 8 hour days, and then she'd come home and make sure we had something creative to do, or something was broken here, she'd fix it, or my uncles might come over, or something like that. But it was always just, mom knows how to do this, mom can do that. And
Mhm.
it was like, besides her being strong in every sense of the word, that was just like, it elevated it. And I was like, this is really cool. Like I'm watching her do
Yeah,
what white men on TV are doing, and it was just really cool.
I feel that.
So, what has been the most challenging part of doing this work?
Um, Anybody could tell you that I'm not really a patient person. I have to get out of setting these deadlines for myself that I
Mm.
usually meet them. It's just when we get to the end, nothing is concrete. Nothing is gonna be perfect. Like I'm gonna mess up somewhere, but because I don't have any patience towards the end of my projects, I get kind of frustrated. But I'm learning
Mhm.
it. I'm learning patience. I'm learning how to figure out to just go with the flow of certain things.
I feel that. What I love is how often the work that you're doing is connected to your friends and your family. And I wanted to know like what that's been like for you. I can imagine it can be really, really, really rewarding being able to share your passion with the ones that you love. So just tell me a little bit about that.
I think because I'm such a family and friends are so important to me. I know it's easy for lots of people to be like, oh, I don't got time for that. time to deal with them. And da, da, da. But I've
Mhm.
always had a big family. I was always raised with um, my family. So, like, doing stuff for them and with them is like my way of showing appreciation. Like,
Mhm.
they'll know that my door is always open. They can come in and get a hot meal, and then we might do a craft when they're in here. But it's
Awesome.
just the way I show I care. So
Hmm.
I love it. And so far, no one has taken advantage of anything or got on my nerves. So that's a plus.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that.
So, what
Mhm.
advice do you give to someone who wants to start their own DIY journey? Or if you had like
Show
the top three
oh,
things to tell them.
top three things. Okay. Be open to learning and taking advice. So many things like the island you were just talking about. I wanted to do it first for a long time, but I was like, how am I going to do this? Am I really confident enough to build all these intricate parts? And I'm watching some of my favorite DIYers on Instagram, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. So be open, take criticism, be willing to learn. Another thing is you're gonna mess up. And don't be afraid to show those mess ups because that's what make you human, and that's what DIY is. Like you're literally doing it yourself, and lots of times you're learning
Uh-huh.
just now. Like I haven't so far, I haven't repeated anything
Mhm.
because I want to keep learning. So yeah, be
So,
open. You're gonna mess up, show your mess ups, and have fun. Like I have so much fun with my projects, and I mean, it's a good thing to have fun. It's also a bad thing though because when I get done one, I'm like, okay, like I'm chasing a high. What can I do next? What can I do next? And in a minute,
lit.
my husband is gonna be like, ma'am, I
Chill
live
out a
here.
little bit. Yes.
Not a construction site all the time. So
Wow. That honestly, it reminds me so much of my godmother, who like back in the day when she had a much, much bigger house back then, but she literally used to watch HGTV all the time. And every single time that we came over, she was working on a new part of the house, or she was painting something, or she was putting up some like French doors and staining them. And I mean, every time that we came over, and she's still like that now, but I just growing up, it was just so dope being able to see that and just that creativeness coming out. Because I know a lot of times people kind of put creativity with, something that's like more art based, or it's, music based, or it's whatever, but we can be creative in so many different
yes,
lanes.
absolutely.
It takes a lot to be able to, redecorate your home, or to take a piece like something that you would just never think is going to turn into
Mhm.
something. Like something that you did that I thought was so dope was when you were doing the desks, and you
Uh,
literally took those, what are they called? Those like storage things. I'm literally
yeah.
sitting in front of me right now, and you put those together, and I'm just like, how did she transform this into a whole desk? Like that is dope. I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about
Yeah, and it's
I can't take full credit for that because I saw a
uh,
similar idea on Facebook. I just kind of
it.
put my own twist on it. But
Hmm.
let me say something. First of all, that desk was like not one of the first, but one of the main things after I like started sharing my things that people wanted to buy. And I was like, buy?
Hmm.
Y'all wanna buy? Y'all wanna buy something I made? I
Okay.
sold 12 of those things. I knocked out
Wow.
12 of those that and they are
Wow.
all still standing. And I'm just like,
That's amazing. Yes. Listen, you better be proud. Yes.
I
I
was, and they
love
all look
it.
different. I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
That's incredible. So do you ever plan for your projects, or do you kind of just take things on as they come to you?
I take them on as they come to me, but certain stuff. If the project is big, like my backyard, I definitely had to plan. But it isn't like all right, I thought about it Monday. Let me jot some stuff down. I'm gonna get started next week. No, these
Mhm.
are projects I've been thinking about for a while, months. And what I try to do, like I said, I'll be chasing that high. I try to do the small stuff in between the big ones, so I'm not rushing. But yeah, I had a sketchbook. Every
Okay.
detail is down to the detail. um, because I'm impatient, I don't want to come across a problem that I could have prevented. It's different when I
Mhm.
like run into something. So
Yeah.
um putting down what cuts I need to make, what size or what kind of lumber I need. Where am I going to get the lumber from? How much is this going to cost me? Because we working on a budget around here.
Okay.
I just
Well, you
can't be
can't tell.
freewheeling going to Home Depot and getting whatever I want now.
Yes, I
And I
feel
think
that.
the cost of lumber went up for some reason
It,
because I work in tech theater and we use like a lot of
mm,
lumber. So we're like taking apart different platforms to like save it so we won't have to buy any more because the price just shot up so much.
Absolutely. During COVID, it was so hard to get certain types and to get them in time. To, come get him, please. Time to fly off the shelves. I'm so sorry. Champion.
It's fine. He said he want to talk too.
Right.
Backstory, he got hit by a car in December and
Mhm.
he's blind in one eye now, so his hearing is like elevated. It could be somebody down the street talking. He's like outside my house, like, no, they're not, sir. I need you to relax.
That
Um,
is crazy.
but yeah,
Oh.
during COVID, it was so hard to get stuff, and then everybody was home, everybody was trying projects and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So lumber went up, and then it just stayed up, and they're not projecting it to come down until sometime next year. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But luckily, I always buy like some pieces. Most pieces come in common boards or what they call. They come in like 8 foot. I'll just buy the
Hmm.
whole 8 foot board and I'll use pieces of it. It's very rare that I'm gonna need the whole board for one project. And then also my uncles, they're extremely handy. So they're always finding, boards that are good enough to use or cut down.
Yeah.
Or one of my uncles has a freaking lumber treasure trove in his basement. So
It-
it's easy for me to be like, hey, you got a 2x10 out there? And you like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Come
But
on,
I
family.
still have to plan for that too. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite or most memorable DIY project that you've done?
my favorite. Hmm. I'll say my daughter's room,
Mm.
and because I had already redid her room when we moved. I'll say back here. This is my mother's house, and when she passed, I moved back in. Um,
Mm.
so when we moved back here, I guess my kid was like 8 at the time. Anyway, did this whole colorful, whimsical thing, age appropriate. It was
Yeah.
really cool. My best friend helped. It took like a whole month, and it got to be a surprise for her because we were still in between leaving my apartment and coming here, so it got to be a surprise. But this time she asked for her room to grow up, and
Mm.
at first I was like, no.
All that work we just did.
What do you mean you don't want pink walls anymore? um, and she got a lot of input. She had a lot of input, and we got to do certain stuff together. I let her use the drill for the first time in her own room, and it was just really cool. And I got to be able to see my stages of transformation because when we first moved in, like I was just painting and making this look cute. No, this time you have custom pieces that mommy handmade, and that
Mm.
my husband, painted this wall for you, and I mean, it's just I can see the progression in her and in my work, all in the room. So that's probably my favorite project.
That's
Oh,
so cool.
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It is. Before we get to the last question for you, I know that you wear a lot of hats because I know earlier you was talking about you doing cheerleading. I know you used to do dance, and your daughter does dance, right?
Yes.
So what's it been like trying to balance all of that and still work on your projects and still do other things?
I'm melting. no, I like staying busy. I really do. I think I know when to have downtime, but I also
Mhm.
think that's what makes me me. For as long as I can remember, I've always done this. I have 3 calendars because I'm always doing this. Now
Okay.
it is a struggle because I do want to pour a whole lot, into Design with Ty, but it was never supposed to be. I'm literally just showing one of my hobbies. It was never supposed to be like a business. Like I'll take the money. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
was never
you
supposed
didn't
to
like
be.
plan for it.
Yeah, I didn't set out for it to be that. So I have to figure out still how not to create it that, even though it's going that way, because I
Mhm.
have plans for other stuff. So it's a bit of a struggle, and like I'll pick days where I'm designing all day today,
Mhm.
and then I might not touch it for a couple more days, or I'll go extra hard when my daughter is out of the house.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm not taking time away from spending time with her, or
Yeah.
if we're going out of town or something, I'll jam pack this so when we come home, it's not crap
Yeah.
all over the house. And then now I'm taking on wearing this cheer commissioner hat, which I got thrown into. But it's so far so good. I have a really good team, and I feel like as long as I'm organized, they'll be organized, and we don't
Yeah.
have to go all crazy. Organization is like my number one. Like everything has a place, put it in its place. So
Yeah.
everybody knows what's going on. The calendar is color coded, so you don't gotta ask me.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going on. Meals are planned. Like
Mhm.
I just have to stay organized. And then if it becomes overwhelming, I'll shut what I can out. Like I don't need to finish this project, you know, this week, then I'm not. I'm gonna, take a moment for myself and get it together.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I definitely do. All right. So, what is next for you? What's next for Design with Ty?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. First on my list is to finish my kitchen, and then after that, I don't know. I just I'm just really enjoying it. So whatever happens happens. My long term goal would be to have the freedom to solely do this, but not solely for profit. Just
Yeah.
I can wake up and
And just do
take my
it.
door off if I want
Mhm.
to because I got the
This
time
is
and
what I'm doing
means to
today.
do so. But I also have a long term goal that isn't related to design, so I have to figure out how to merge these
Hmm.
two. But I just want to keep growing it. I want to learn enough that maybe I'll be able to replace my own roof, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I,
That's
I
dope.
just I just want to keep learning. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it has been great having you on here today. I feel like we've learned so much, and please keep on doing this because it's amazing. Honestly, like
I want to
I
This
go build
platform
something
is amazing. I was like, y'all want to talk to me, little old me?
listen, I'm really excited about being able to highlight all different kinds of women because I know a lot of times everybody wants to kind of reach for the people who are always, like the macro influencers, but I know dope ass women that's not there yet. Okay, we still climbing, and
Yeah.
literally immediately one of the first people that came to my mind was you.
Oh, thank
So thank you
you.
so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on today.
Thank you.
Um, I had something else that I was about to say too, but I don't know what happened. My mind is just, I don't know if it's my age, if I got too much going on, but if it left me. Ray, do you have anything else you want to add?
Um, I want to build something now. Because I like building stuff and like putting things together. That's what I do like every single day. So I'm gonna get to work. That's all I can say. You're inspiring. You're inspiring me
Thank
to
you.
build stuff. So thank
I
you.
want to see whatever it is you build. Okay, so send it to me on
All
IG
right.
as soon as you build it.
I got you.
All right. So that is the end of our show today. Thank you again, Tylese, for coming on. Make sure that you follow her on both the Facebook and Instagram, Design with Ty. Let me put that back up for them so everybody can see at the bottom. It's scrolling, it's scrolling. And
Marketing.
we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye.